Once again, you know what it is, and you know what it is. It's the Backyard Fisherman. I'm at the Catfish Crappie Conference 2025. We have a special guest. He's going to introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Hugo, owner of Hugo's Cincinnati River Fishing Charter, based out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
So Cincinnati and Kentucky is pretty close by.
Yep.
How far do you take clients out?
Well, the marina that I work out of is about 15 minutes west of downtown Cincinnati, and the range that I work in is pretty much as far as around downtown Cincinnati, depending on the traffic. You know, on the weekends, holidays, there's a lot of, it can be amateur hour, so a lot of times I'll avoid downtown unless somebody really wants to, which is a great story in itself if we have time. And then I will go over into Indiana, between Kentucky and Indiana, depending on the license that my customer has with them. Because Kentucky and Ohio, Kentucky and Indiana have reciprocating agreements as far as fishing license go. So I usually, if I have somebody come in from way out of state, which I do, and then they have to come into and get a out-of-state license anyway, if they have to get it, excuse me, if they have to get an out-of-state license anyway, I'll tell them to get a Kentucky license. That way it opens up a lot more area they can fish.
So when you taking these clients out on excursions, 2 hours, 3 hours?
They're 6-hour trips. I provide everything that they need, all the rods, reel, tackle, bait, bottled water, everything they need. All they got to do is show up with the right license, dress for the weather that day, and be ready to make memories. It's amazing how many people are like, oh my gosh, 6 hours, that's a long time. That 6 hours goes by really quick. A lot of them are really amazed. A lot of them will actually say, hey, can we like maybe pay you by the hour to keep on fishing? I'm like, absolutely, I'm not going to say no to that.
So when you're targeting fish, what target fish? Do you go about targeting fish, or is it something that the client goes by?
Well, a lot of the customers that I get have very little fishing experience, if they've ever touched a fishing pole in their life.
Right.
So they really aren't able to say that they want to target a certain fish.
Right.
Now, so most of the time that we're going out there, I'll have a couple rods set up for like channel cats. I'll also end up having rods set up for the flatheads and the blues also. And a lot of times it's determined by the conditions that day, you know, about what we might target. Most of the time we are targeting blues though.
So as far as taking people who've never been fishing,
Right.
what are the first time experience? Should they experience being first time touching a fishing rod, the very first time being on a fishing rod?
What could they expect to happen if it's the first time? Well, one of the big things I really love is teaching people that have never fished before or fished very little, especially on the Ohio River. Like a lot of people might have fished in lakes and ponds and stuff like that growing up. But a major river like that, that's a whole different beast, whole different animal. But I absolutely love teaching people how to fish. So what they can expect is, I won't overwhelm them with too much information. And usually if we're out there fishing, when we start out, we're gonna anchor down. Because that's usually about the easiest way to start out. You know, we're anchored down, the boat's not moving. I can pay a lot more attention to them as opposed to like if we're drifting or the boat's moving, which I'm maneuvering the boat. But usually we'll anchor down if it's somebody with very little experience. We'll have the lines out and, you know, I'll discuss with them like the different equipment, you know, why this rod is the way it is, why this reel is the way it is, why I choose this particular type of line, why I'm choosing this kind of bait. You know, and really try to bring them into this wonderful world of fishing, you know. I mean, repeat business is a big part of it with me. You know, they usually have a great time.
What's the average age limit that can go fishing?
Well, I mean, on my vessel, in my charter, Anybody 15 and under is free. I don't even charge them. I mean, they don't even need a fishing license, 15 and under. My average range of my customers are usually somewhere in about the 25 to 35-year-old range. That seems to be the majority. A lot of young people that are, like I said, are just looking for something different to do with their friends and family than the same old bar, same old restaurant, same old thing for 6 hours. They're looking for something different to do. So that tends to be the 25, 35. Now I get plenty of folks on the other end of the age range that are much older, a lot of retirees that come in from all over the country to fish with me so that they can check off states on a map. Right? A lot of the folks that are trying to mark off states on a map, they like coming to me because if they did take my advice and get a Kentucky license, then because of where I can see the state lines are on the GPS, in that 1 6-hour trip, they could catch a fish in Kentucky, catch a fish in Ohio, and catch a fish in Indiana. They can check off 3 states on the map with just one trip with me.
How long you been doing this?
Oh shoot, let me tell you something. My grandparents and my parents owned a bait and tackle shop in Hamilton, Ohio. I have black and white photos of me in a diaper crawling around on a floor in the tackle shop chasing crawdads. And it was my mom's shop. Basically, it was the grandparents and then my mom's shop. She would, if she got busy with customers, she would put a crawdad down on the floor to keep me occupied, and I would chase that crawdad all over the place through the store if she got busy. And then once I got old enough, I was helping her stock shelves and helping her scoop up minnows and bait and getting worms for people. So I literally have been fishing from day one.
So you're here at the Catfish Conference 2025. What do you expect as a spectator coming out, teaching, boating, fishing? What do you, as a spectator for yourself, do you think you're going to take in this weekend that you can use on your charter?
Well, learning about fishing, it never ends. There's always something that you can pick up. The goal that I've had at this year's seminar, which I wasn't able to do with the previous seminars, was I've been going to every single seminar that they are having today and tomorrow, every single one. And so far, every single seminar, I've been able to get at least one thing, where a light bulb went off over my head, like, oh, why didn't I think of that? Great. That I'm going to incorporate into my fishing chart. So.
Okay, so if y'all don't know, y'all have this information. You can also go to my Facebook page. If they want to contact you and they want to charter in Cincinnati, how can they reach you?
Well, you can do a general Google search. You can do a general Google search for Fishing Charter Cincinnati, or you can go to my website, Hugo's Cincinnati River Fishing Charter, to go directly to the website. I'm also on Facebook. You can find me there. The website address is hugofishing.com. Very simple. My email is yougofishing@hugofishing.com.
Once again, we're at the Catfish Conference at Crappie Conference 2025. Until next time, peace and hot catfish grease.
Thank you, Dion. This is great. I really